Hello there, and welcome to Adventures in Knitting with Jen, episode 29. I know it's been a little while since I made a video. I lost my knitting mojo for a little while. I just didn't feel like knitting the last month. I have still been knitting though, but not like I normally do. And I was like, well, if I'm not knitting, I don't really want to make a video. And then I got settled back here for the school year, and all of a sudden I started knitting all the things. So, yeah, I decided, oh, hey, let's make a video after all. And I'll show you my fall plans and what I'm going to be working on, my plans for the next 2 months. Yeah, so you can come along for that. If you are new here, welcome. And my name is Jen. I am a teacher in a northern community, north of Thunder Bay, and I teach in grade 5. So we've had 2-ish weeks of school so far, and I have a good group of kids I'm excited about this year. Some challenges, but there are always some challenges. And I don't mean behavior, I mean making sure every kid gets what they need at their level. But I'm sure that is the struggle for every teacher everywhere. It's very difficult sometimes when you have quite a broad spectrum of levels in your classroom. But my teacher goal this year is to get better at that. So working away at that. I'm back. Set up. You can kind of see my yarn a little set up. I've organized it a little bit. All this stuff down here is all my like worsted weight, bulky, and then this is DK and projects. And then up there, which you can't see, are all the fingering weight, which is a lot. It's jam-packed full. So, finished objects. I only have one. And maybe that's why I didn't feel like knitting, because this thing was a beast and it took me forever. But I'm loving it now. It is the Carolina Beach wrap. And it's really just a huge rectangle. Is what it is. Massive rectangle. It took 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn, and this is Akara yarns. They're silk and linen. Oh, I love it. I love the color, obviously. I mean, it's my color. That's very fall vibey too. So, but I like it I was thinking for school, because I have some like straps dresses and stuff, but it's just not, I guess I could probably wear it here to school, but I just don't feel comfortable wearing something like that. So then you have this you could throw over it and makes it a little more work appropriate. Or just like this, I just have a black tank. Gosh, I can't talk. It's been a while. A black t-shirt, long sleeve t-shirt, and so I just throw it over, and it's got a lovely drape. I blocked it out really nice, and I am loving it. So yeah, the little bauble finished too. So that is what I worked on for a long time. For pretty much all of it probably took me 2 months to make. Took about 2 skeins of yarn. I have a little bit left over, but almost 2 skeins. I wanted it long enough that it would get and then you just sewed it together on this up here, so you could sew it wherever you wanted. So that's my little poncho, I guess you could say. But it's perfect, and it will go all seasons. I can wear this in the fall, but it's also going to be great for the summer because it's silk and linen, and it just feels lovely. All right, so What have I started knitting? I have started knitting all the things. After being pretty much monogamous in my knitting all summer, I don't know, I came home and maybe it's because I just saw all my yarn again. Like when I was home, I didn't have my yarn in front of me. Home. I have two homes. For your new year, I have two homes. I have my summer home and my winter home. So my summer home is with my brother, and I live with my mom in the basement, and him and his family live upstairs. They have 5 kids, so, and I'm a very proud auntie, and I had a blast this summer. Ooh, yes, and that's also something else, which I don't have anything really to show for it, but I did say last, I think, that I was knitting some bibs for one of my sisters. But my sister, I'm going to tear up talking about it. My sister Amy, she and her husband adopted a baby this summer. The highlight, I'm sure, of their summer, but also mine, because Amy is my second, I'm the oldest, and she's born next, and we are always very close. We're only 16 months apart, so, we kind of grew up like twins, and just, I am over the moon happy for her. And I got to be there when she picked him up for the first time to stay home permanently. They had done some home visits before, but so yeah, little Judah has joined the family. So excited. So they will probably see some baby knits in the future for him. I gotta make some little hats and mitts for him for Christmas. He was 8 months old when I think he's 9 months old now, so he was 8 months old when they brought him home. So exciting. He's so cute. And they're adjusting, to life together. But yeah, that was distraction, but that was my summer. So sorry, I was just too excited. I can't show you pictures or anything of like that yet until the adoption. Right now they're just his legal guardians for 6 months, and then they sign the papers, and then he's permanently there. So then that's when they can post pictures of him online and that kind of thing. So I am so happy and so thankful that I was able to be home when she got him and visit him and spend the first weekend with him in their home. And I helped throw a shower for her at our house. It was so great. A bunch of family came over and just, so happy for her. So happy. But I'm sure in the future you will see pictures of him as I knit him things, because that's what I do. My other nephews, my one sister-in-law is like, please no more stuffies. So I have some Darth Vader hats patterns that I saw that came out recently. I forget her name. Yarn Creations. She sells yarn. She sells in the States. Anyway, she created these Darth Vader and Stormtrooper knit hat patterns. I'm gonna make my 2 nephews those instead of stuffies. My other 2 nephews are gonna get stuffies. I'm really going all over the place here. I had it organized, I swear. This is what happens when you don't podcast for like a month. But yeah, I'm back. Surrounded by my yarn. So I started all the things. Several projects that I've been meaning to start for a long time. I finally did it. So one of them is the Sophie shawl. I bought this. It's bright. It's showing up bright on the camera. It is this bright too. I got this yarn a long time ago. I don't even know where. It was in like a D-Stash mystery bundle, I think. Anyways, I got 3 skeins. It's DK. So I'm making the Sophie shawl. It's going to be a very, very big, very cozy scarf. Yeah. And it's such a fun knit. Like, I just started the second ball already, so I'm not really following the directions, the instructions. I'm just knitting until I'm finished all my yarn. So it'll be huge, maybe. Bigger than her, I don't know. But I just started the second ball, so I'm going to knit halfway through the second ball and then start decreasing. Whew, it's bright. It's going to be huge because it's already this big. And I have, like 2 balls to go. So, Sophie Shawl. I've been wanting to make this for a long time. This yarn's been sitting here for like, I don't know, probably 2 years. If you have been watching some of my previous videos, you know that I'm trying to go through my stash of yarn and knit the older yarns up. So this is one of those that has been, and this one. This yarn I've had for a long time and it was just sitting. So that's the Sophie Shawl. I hope to have that done by the end of October. And, well, this is not old yarn. This is somewhat newish, last year. But I was joking with one of my friends about fall and winter. She's a summer girl and she loves summer and she's all sad it's cold now, but I am a fall winter girl and I am loving it. And yes, the cliche pumpkin spice latte, I love them. However, I am never home because I can't get pumpkin spice lattes up here. And by the time I do go home, they're sold out. No, they don't sell them anymore, so I never actually get them. But I do if I have the opportunity. So this yarn is from Dye For You, and it's self-striping. And I'm just making ribbed socks. I'm doing a cut-in heel, afterthought heel. But I never actually do an afterthought heel. Well, I have to see about this one. I don't know. I kind of got myself into a dilemma. Yeah. No, I fixed my dilemma. I forgot. I was not sure what to do for the heel. What color. And I was going to use this yarn and just use the same yarn, but that would be complicated. I never like to do... People who make these kind of socks with afterthought heel, they do the whole thing right up to the toe and then go in after. I can't do that. I need to try it on. I don't know. I haven't figured out how to do that. So I always I'll probably go and put the heel in now when I go back to these. And of course I'm doing it on my, what are they called? Gosh, forgetting everything here. I don't know. I forget the name. But they're 3 needles. I do all my socks on 3 needles, not 4. These little bendy here in the middle. Like it's just... So it's kind of like the magic loop method. I will never make socks any other way. No. Never. So, and this color theme was pumpkin spice latte for those socks. So, another thing that I've been wanting to do for a while is... these slipper socks. So I have one done. I just need to start the other one. This is leftover from my pants. If you remember a couple previous episodes, I knit a pair of pants and this is leftover yarn. It's Wool Ease. And this pattern is from Wool and Pine. I forget the name of it. But yeah, cables. I've been into cables lately, as you will see. I don't know why. Maybe because it's just a fall thing. It's also kind of trending, I feel like, on Ravelry. A lot of cables. I would love to make a cable, thick sweater one day. Well, we'll see. But I'm going to make some nice socks. I have ordered... leather soles because I'm hard. These are just, there's acrylic in them. It's this yarn right here. It's gonna be backwards for you. Colorway is umber. So I ordered leather soles so that they can maybe last longer. I'm gonna sew them on. And on the front of them, show you. I messed it up, but Oh well. Kind of looks like X and O's down the front. These ones are good. Up here I messed up, but you know, if I just roll it down enough. No, it's okay. I wasn't about to. The rest look good. So yeah, slippers for in my house. That is another project that I'm going to be working on. And then, oh yeah, that's it really. I have started, barely. That's only it. Brown also seems to be a theme. I'll show you the picture. It's called Micah's Cable Sweater, I believe. Oh no, Micah's Raglan Sweater. So that's what it's gonna look like. And I'm making this for my nephew, Callan. He is so knit worthy. He has a sweater that he still wears that I made him, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago. And it's getting a little small on him, but he still wears it. He loves it. And my other nephew, his brother, is really knit worthy too, and I knit him a sweater last Christmas, but unfortunately my brother accidentally put it in the dryer, so it shrunk big time and felted. It actually fit their baby. It went from fitting a 3-year-old to a baby. So I decided randomly to knit Soren one too. So that's my fall plans, is to knit 2 of these sweaters. One for the 10-year-old size and then one for the 5-year. I'll do maybe the 5-year-old size. That way it'll fit him for a while. And I got mid-knit cravings. And I'm going to do them both the same color. Grandpa's Ginger Snaps. I ordered some for Soren's sweater. It's so soft. It is 100% superwash merino. So superwash, it can go in the dryer by accident and it'll survive. Although hopefully he'll have learned his lesson and it won't go in the dryer, just to be safe. So I've just cast on for my nephews, but then I realized that I need my 5mm needles, which are being on my Sophie shawl right now. So my focus is to get that one done first so that I can work on these sweaters and make 2 of them. So there's more cables, little mini cables. And then I don't know who I am right now because after making that quill tee, you know, knitting, fingering weight yarn, I was like, never again. I hate this. I'm not going to do this, you know? Yeah. Well, I was looking on Ravelry this morning, feeling the cable vibes, because this was actually, I thought it was going to be more complicated than it was. And it was super easy. So maybe that's where I'm going. Same designer, Wool and Pine. I love all their patterns. I'm going to make the Ponderosa. So yeah. In the front, it's really just two squares that you're going to sew together. So it's 2 panels, and then you add the sleeves after. And it's all cables on the front panel. And I've had this yarn forever. Comfy Cozy Knits, and it is, she calls it, I don't think she has this base anymore, Sheepy Singles, and the colorway is Juiced. So I had 3 skeins of this, and I was like, perfect, let's do it. So I've wound up 1 ball, and as soon as I'm done making this video, I'm going to cast it on. And yeah, fingering weights, sweater. Who am I? But I want that sweater, so I'm gonna do it. It's not gonna be a priority right now, because my priority is to finish the Sophie shawl. I need that done for the end of October, and to finish Micah's Raglan sweater for Callan. Obviously, I want to finish my socks. So where I teach, we have culture break. And that's starting this Friday will be our last day, and then we have 2 weeks off. I'm not going home because travel is just too expensive right now. I'm going to be able to go visit my sister in Judah in end of October because I'm going home for a friend's wedding. So, yeah, I will have 2 weeks. That's all I have to say. I can only afford one trip before Christmas. It's just too much money to travel. In our own country, it's ridiculous. In my own province, it cost me $2,000 round trip. Yeah, $2,000 just for airfare. That's not including hotels, which is only one night in a hotel, but still, I can do the trip in 1 day there, but it takes me 2 days to get back, just because of how flights are arranged. We have to go through 2 different airlines. Anyways, so yeah, it's just not possible. So the next 2 weeks, we'll see what I can get done. I will have 2 weeks of just knitting. I will be going to school to work on stuff and plan and prepare and that kind of thing, but yeah, a lot of knitting time. So I'll see you in 2 weeks and we'll see how much progress I have done. Hopefully I will have at least these slipper socks. Were so easy to do, and because it's worsted weight yarn, right? So, and I did them on these. Oh, here we go. Addy Twist. That's what they're called. Flexi flips. Flexi flips. That's what they're called. I love these. I have them in all my sizes that I need. So I made these on them. So yeah, the socks should be done. Hopefully the Sophie shawl will be mostly done, and we'll see. I have a few other things that I kind of want to do. I have all this yarn I want to use up too. Because we'll be having another Christmas sale, which I would like to sell some hats and headbands in. I think maybe the last time I do that. I don't know, I always say that. But yeah. So, rambly. But hey, if you've been here for a while, you know that's how I roll. I'm a very distracted person. My students comment on that all the time. Last year they were like, oh, she forgot because of her ADHD. I don't even think I have ADHD. I'm just distracted. But every time I'm talking to someone who has ADHD, I'm like, well, wait, I do that. But wait, I do that. Wait, I don't know. I don't think I have it. I don't know. So I heard somebody say, all adults get it when they're older. Maybe. Who knows? So, rambling again. Well, thanks for coming along, and we'll see what I get done. I'll show you in 2 weeks after culture break is over how much knitting I got done in 2 weeks. All right. I hope you have enjoy the fall and this crisp sweater weather. Of course, that's every knitter's dream, right? Sweater weather. And I'll see you again in 2 weeks. Take care.